Hola, amigos. Today I'm coming to you from Guatemala after travel between Mexico, Romania, and Guatemala this month. As always, I'm sharing my journey to 1 million ARR with my startup SavvyNomad, and I'm happy to share that we're already at 7% of this goal, which is amazing. In this video, I will not only share our current metrics, but I also will dive deeper into reasons behind all of these changes. Additionally, I will talk about our paid marketing activities, including Google Ads and Meta Ads, and I will walk through our metrics that we use to measure success and efficiency of our campaigns. On top of that, I will reflect on my time in Mexico, Romania, and Guatemala, and I will tell you how I celebrated my birthday with an epic volcano hike. First, let's take a look at our current metrics and how we performed last month. Now, let's break down performance in August. We have some interesting shifts, and I have some reasons and assumptions about why they happened. Our MRR grew to $5,300 with 17% growth compared to the last month. However, the growth rate is slower compared to the growth rate in July and June. One of the reasons might be that the last week on the August, we were on vacation with Jameson in Guatemala, and while Jameson was handling support tickets and while was planning our itinerary and accommodations and all activities, he wasn't able to jump on intercalls with customers. We also missed some support tickets from potential customers, so it might be the reasons why we have a slower growth rate, but also we are getting bigger, so to show the same monthly growth rate is harder and harder because you have more revenue and it's harder to show it. We added 29 new subscribers in August. Our paid marketing activities showing better and better results, Meta Ads, Google Ads, but why we don't have more customers than in previous months? Probably because of the reason that I described before. We had 150 signups, which is 29% lower than in previous months. While the number of signup dropped, we have a better conversion rate from a sign-up to conversion rate, which is 19%, and in previous months it was around 15%. However, our conversion rate from website visit to sign up dropped to 3%, down by 37% compared to previous months. This may be because of different conversion rates in different channels. Our two main acquisition channels is organic traffic and Google search ads. And we know that in Google search ads, we have a better conversion rate this month. So it means that probably we have a lower conversion rate from organic search and organic traffic to sign up. Our churn rate increased to 8.3%, which is slightly higher than in previous months. However, we have only 110 customers, and with such a relatively low amount of customers, I'm not sure that this results and changes is statistically significant, just because a few customers subscribe, a few customers unsubscribe, and we can see this fluctuation in a churn rate. We won't work more on decreasing churn in the future. However, now it's manageable and we're focusing more on acquiring new customers rather than making some additional efforts to reducing churn besides just improving product and improve our service customer support. Our organic traffic increased by 17% from 3,900 visits to 4,500 visits. This jump was due to seasonality. We just saw increase in searches, in impressions, but also our new articles like best and worst domicile for American expats and how to maintain US address. It just started to get traction and they are getting more and more clicks from the search. Despite slower growth, August was the most profitable month for us ever, which is amazing news. We made a few thousands in profit, which is fantastic because it's great that we have more and more cash before the high season. So during the peak demand, the high season, we can invest more into marketing, into different activities. So we wanted to leverage this capital to make the next leap in our business. Additionally, I want to mention that the way how we measure subscribers and signups and conversion rates is not perfect, because we know that there is a lag between when people sign up and create account and when they subscribe to our services and start paying us. Ideally, we would measure conversion rates by cohorts, but to be honest, I'm not sure how to measure it with our current analytics and tech setup, and also it's fine for us right now. This lag might also explain why we have more customers in July, because they discovered us in June, and also why we have fewer customers in August, because we had a drop in traffic in July. But again, it's just a hypothesis, I'm not sure. Now, after I covered numbers, let's talk about paid marketing activities, Meta ads, Google search ads, and how I measure and assess performance of these activities. Our second acquisition channel after content is Google search ads. We are targeting keywords that are relative to domicile and residency change, and also relative to states where we are operating in. When it comes to measuring performance of this channel, I focus on customer acquisition cost and payback. A lot of people focus on LTV, lifetime value, but since it's hard to measure and predict, especially if you're in subscription-based business, I prefer to focus on customer acquisition cost and payback. Payback is the time to recover investments that you made to acquire a new customer. The longer is payback period, the more cash you need to grow, and since we are a bootstraps business and tied on a cash flow, we need to optimize our marketing activities based on payback so we can reinvest money in our business faster. Here is how I look at payback period. If you have a payback period less than 2 months, double check calculations, because too good to be true in most of the cases. If your payback period between 2 months and 5 months, it's a super efficient marketing and you're doing great. Payback period between 5 months and 12 months, it's okay, it's good, but if you can option to improve it, improve it. If you pay back more than 12 months, it means that you need to have a lot of cash to burn in order to grow, and probably it's a payback either bad businesses or venture-backed startups that have capital and can invest more in order to grow. But for bootstrap business, it's too much. Let me show you how this plays with the numbers. Last month in Google Ads, our cost per action sign up was $14. Our conversion rate from a sign up to subscription was around 15%. That means that our customer acquisition cost is around 93, 94 US dollars. Given that our average MRR per user is around 50 US dollars and our gross margin is around 55%, it means that our payback period is around 3.4 months, which put us into a super efficient category. In addition to Google Ads, we are also using Meta Ads for retargeting. It's more like a complementary channel. Our cost per sign-up is around 5 US dollars. It doesn't account any investments that we made before into advertising, into marketing. We also can't scale this channel without increasing budget for other channels. So we just use it as a complementary channel. Now that we discussed paid marketing activities, let's talk about my personal and travel experiences in Mexico, Romania, and Guatemala. After all the numbers, let's talk about my personal journey in August. Thank you a lot. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you a lot. I was recording a video on a different page in this garden, and I forgot my case from a microphone and some accessories, and this man found it and got me. What a nice man. Let's continue. This month was full of travel and experiences with both highs and lows. I spent first 2 weeks in San Cristobal de las Casas, Chiapas state in Mexico. The town has a beautiful architecture. It reminds me Oaxaca, but it's more cheap since it's one of the poorest regions in Mexico. They also have a tiny natural sites like a canyon, but unfortunately I wasn't able to discover San Cristobal de las Casas and nature around because I was sick for 10 days, probably with dengue. I had a fever with temperature close to 40 Celsius and also rash, general weakness. It was an unpleasant experience, definitely don't recommend. The constant noise from firework explosions during some celebration didn't make my life easier because it was really hard to rest and sleep and I was very annoyed. It was a tough time, but it was a good lesson for me that I need to plan for unexpected things during my travel. After Chiapas, I flew to Romania, Bucharest, where I need to get some paperwork done and also I spent time with my lovely family. Bucharest in Romania reminded me my home in Ukraine because of very similar post-Soviet and Soviet architecture and also the same grumpy people. It was nice to visit for the first time. I enjoyed spending time with my family, but it's definitely not a must-have to visit. Maybe if you're passing through, spend one day, but I won't recommend it. Finally, I've made to Guatemala, starting from Antigua. It's a lovely city. It's an old capital of Guatemala with amazing Hispanic architecture and also much quiet, more greens than Oaxaca and San Cristobal de las Casas. After a few days, we hiked Acatenango volcano with my co-founder and his fiancée. It was challenging but unforgettable experience, and I met my birthday on a summit of volcano with eruption view of a Fuego volcano and amazing sunrise above the clouds. It was amazing. After that, I spent almost 2 weeks on the Lake Atitlan in San Marcos village. It's kind of like a hippie place with a lot of yoga retreats, saunas, massages, which was amazing for me to have a rest after hikes, after all of these flights and sickness. So I had an amazing time. I also jumped from a cliff 12 meters high, which was a big deal for me because I'm afraid of heights, I'm afraid of open water. I'm not a very good swimmer, but it was amazing and unforgettable experience. It was worth it, even like I splashed my balls because I didn't close my legs, but it was definitely worth it and it was very fun. And yeah, I have a good memory and some videos from it. Guatemala stood out for me not just for volcanoes and nature, but also for people. Maybe because I stayed in a small village, but locals were very welcome. And often when I was just walking on the streets, they could say me, "Have a good day" or "Welcome," which is something unusual because in Mexico, if people greeting you, usually they're trying to sell you something or just in shops or try to scam you. But in Guatemala, I felt it more genuine and I felt more welcome. I can't say that Guatemala is expensive or very cheap, but it's definitely affordable. It's not very popular destination for a lot of tourists. I met mostly Europeans, but not a lot of Americans. So it's definitely a great place to visit, and I think it's amazing price for value, what you will experience and what you will get in Guatemala. I really love this place. I would definitely go back at some point in the future to enjoy it again. And speaking of milestones, let me share how I celebrated my birthdays and which goals I have for my next 3 years. Oh, guys, you already here? Now let's talk about my birthday and how I celebrated it. I just turned 27 and I celebrated my birthday on volcano. We saw a volcanic eruption. It was amazing. Not this volcano, but this one. Speaking of milestone, I recently published a video about my 3 goals which I want to achieve before I turn 30. First one is become a millionaire. I want to become a millionaire at least on paper. That means that my startup, SavvyNomad, need to be valued at around 3 million, and it means around 1 million ARR for my share towards at least 1 million US dollars. Right now we are about at 7% of this goal. Our MRR is between 5 and 6,000, and I need to hit 80,000 MRR before I turn 30. Second goal is to visit every continent. So far I visited Europe, Asia, North America. In a few months, maybe even in a month, I will be in South America, and also gonna visit Antarctica this year, and Africa and Australia on my list too. Third goal is get to the best shape in my life. Last years I've been focusing on losing weight and I lost around 20 kilos. Now my goal is to improve flexibility and to gain some muscle mass. My goal is to reach 18% body fat and gain muscles to 56 kilos. If you haven't this video, check it out. I leave link in the description. In the video I shared how I'm going to achieve these goals, and I also honestly answered if I believe that I will achieve these goals. That's it. That was my month. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Also, if you don't want to miss any action, subscribe to the channel. In this month right now I'm already in Costa Rica, in La Fortuna, and I will try to make a new experiment and record videos every week. So subscribe to the channel, and I will try to create more content. Maybe it will be a bit shorter, maybe it would be more about lifestyle. I will try to mix it. So thank you for watching.